Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey there, Tog fans from Idaho. Welcome back. As you may see from the screen, we have just seen episode 9 of Tower of God Anime Edition Season 2. And I say we because I'm here with the hairline.
Yup.
So, let's see how they change the ending. Let's see what panels they have. Then we'll give our review of the episode. And then we will see how it compares to the source material, as always. Let's take a look. So here we see them, fighting Quattro. Oh, is this the new one? Yeah, this is the new one! Oh, shit!
Oh shit.
Alright, so
That's pretty good.
yeah, next week we're gonna get another single one, too. So we have just them, punching each other.
Yeah.
Wow. I like how they animated, Hwoarang's, shit a little bit more, too. They didn't have
Yeah,
to
they
do
make
that.
these wide panels always look pretty good.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that the anime made this scene a very big fight, but I mean, I feel like in the manga it wasn't that big of a deal, but I'm okay with it. I mean,
Okay.
I
So,
think it's pretty good.
yeah, I think it was okay. I think it was alright.
Yeah.
But now, to brass tacks. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Sure. Wait, I think I'll go first because I think you went first last time.
I believe so,
Do a little
yeah.
flip flops. Okay, yeah. So, this episode was very heavily lore based. We learned a lot about the workshop, Hwoarang's origin, and his homie Kasano / brother, if you want to call it that.
Yes. We also found out Hwoarang's real name.
Yep, Ilmar.
Ilmar.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, very lore heavy episode, and I think they did it pretty well, honestly. Animation was all right. I like the scenes of just the team hanging out, which is honestly my favorite part of this anime so far, because the fight scenes aren't really there, right? And so we'll take what we can get, and just the people hanging out, the voice actors doing their thing. It's pretty good.
Naked
Backstory
boys.
was told pretty well, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it might, in some instances, might be better than the manhwa, just because in anime form, I think things just look better. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see when we get to the review. I thought it was pretty good. And it didn't, at least from my, I've read before and everything, so I kind of have like a spidey sense if something's missing in the anime, and nothing really triggered here.
It has been a while if you even remember everything.
Yeah, that's true. But there have been instances where it's like I clearly remembered, hey, they missed this thing. Probably the most egregious thing was when Wangnan in the untrustworthy room tricked Viol / Bomb into joining his team at the end, which is a big plot point. It's the whole reason why he joined the team in the first part. And in the conversation on the balcony, he was scared of him because that was the first time he talked to Bomb post, tricking him. And then Bomb's like, "Don't worry, it's cool." So.
You remember a lot.
But yeah, there were a lot of things wrong with that whole thing. It's, biggest thing probably being the love fight, but in terms of lore, they really screwed up with that.
Yeah.
But here, I think lore-wise, we're good.
Okay.
The fight scene between Bomb and Hwoarang was a lot better than what we saw with Bomb and Quattro, which is crazy because the fight scene wasn't even that good, but it's why couldn't Bomb v Quattro have that sort of thing too? Why does the animation have to go so low sometimes? Why can't they just stay where they're at least stay where they're at? Obviously it's not good where they're at, but they find ways to get even worse sometimes, which is very annoying. I'm okay with the animation not being god tier as long as it doesn't remove my immersion. And when I see things like that where it's so slow, it's hard to interpret what's going on with Quattro's abilities, which
was just poor.
Pretty unique.
It was poorly done.
It was very poorly done. I remember when I was first reading it, I thought it was really interesting that Quattro could control 3 bangs at once, from a reader perspective. And just when you see the animation thing and he's shooting the fireballs while trying to stab Bomb or whatever, it doesn't look. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't matter. It doesn't look like he's really it's hard to interpret what's going on.
Looks like he's doing them one at a time, not 3 at once.
And it almost looks like it doesn't even, it's not even coming from him. There's no power behind the bangs. They're just coming out of nowhere. There's no bangs charging up before they fire or whatever. It just didn't look good.
Yeah.
So this is obviously a step up from that, but obviously, grading from a curve. So it's if you're starting from the bottom and you move up a few points, it's not really all that impressive. But giving credit where credit's due, they did the lore pretty good, and I wasn't really thrown off my immersion the whole episode, so I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
Obviously grading on a curve every time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid saying the same things that we say all the time because it's just gonna keep repeating.
That's gonna be the main issue. But
Yeah, so I'll make a quick mention of it as I did, with animation quality and whatnot. But
yeah.
if we're grading on that curve, this episode was pretty good in my opinion. So I'll leave it
Okay.
at that.
All right. Well, I guess I'm up. Basically, same thing. Slightly different opinions here. I think the episode was pretty good. I honestly think, and I don't remember as much as Adrian does, but I think there's certain things that this is why I watch the anime. Number one is it's a lot easier to consume. I feel like reading it, you kind of do have to take a further step in, but watching it, you're kind of just sitting there passively sometimes, which could be bad, could be good. But I think the biggest thing they get right sometimes is the whole theme and the look, right? Seeing it in a still image is one thing, seeing it in an animated form is another. And especially for this part right here, where they were like in the facility and stuff, I was astounded this whole episode by I always complain about the characters, right? I complain about the characters, but I feel like this episode, I couldn't even point out, or I didn't even notice if their eyes weren't aligned, so that's a good thing, right? But number two, I feel like the environments were really detailed. Like, I remember there was a certain part, like the environment here, you see the clouds and everything, it's not just plain. Like right here, the clouds are good. There was a lot of the times where they showed the testing facility too. I was like, there's a little bit more detail here than I would have imagined. It's not as plain as like I thought they would do. Especially when they were like running outside here, I think. I don't remember, but there were certain parts where I was like, okay, wow, the environment looks pretty nice. I was like surprised by it. But I think one of the other things that they did good is also the sounds. Like, and me and Adrian were discussing this. I'm surprised you didn't bring it up. Fucking
Yeah,
when they were implanting the devil into Kasano and Elmar here, they it sounds like they actually gagged the VAs and they were just screaming. Like they were screaming to the point where Adrian said they
electrocuted the VAs.
They sounded like monkeys. Like I want to play it so badly, but I'm scared. I'm gonna play it. I have to play it.
All right, you gotta play it. Go for it.
Okay, I gotta make it low though, so the YouTube doesn't kill me. But like you legit hear them like actually like screaming. Like I don't know.
Dude, it is painful. Yeah.
Like I don't know what they told the VAs, but they did a good ass job. Like they either threatened their jobs or something. But like that shit was good. But shame we didn't get that for the Nia scene. But it is what it is.
Yeah, for real.
I feel like for some reason this episode, ironically enough, in the places that don't matter, they actually like tried and they made it better than I thought. Like, what's the standard for this shit? And it's so weird because like the voice acting was good, the background was surprisingly good. Like I noticed again, the background was good. A lot of things in this episode seemed like they actually had detail in them. Like the faces weren't that low quality. Like right here in the beginning, I noticed like okay, their bodies were low quality a little bit, not much detail, but they're also naked, so that could be the reason why they don't want to detail this part. But like, I thought overall, okay, I mean the eyes are a little misaligned here, but I didn't even notice that the first time through. So I don't know if they got better. I don't know if for some reason this episode got more budget. I don't know, but in overall sense, it was a great episode because there was no fighting. There was barely any fighting, and when there was, the fight itself was choreographed okay. It wasn't terrible. It was better than Quattro fight. That one was like slow mode and just looked weird. This one was okay. I think it was pretty plain, but I think the main issue is that either A, they don't have the budget to really animate it too well, but I don't know if that's the case. I think it's just B, they're a new studio and they don't know how to choreograph fights too well. Like they could definitely add more here. They could have done a little bit more, but again, there's time constraints, everything. But again, we said that could have been solved with adding an extra episode or two if they just spaced things out more, but it is what it is. The fight wasn't terrible, it was okay, but the graphics on the arm and the particles, I think this was amazing. This is how Shinsu should look. It should be bright. Now, granted, it's at night, right? I think doing Shinsu at night is the best because it glows. But like the particles coming off of it, everything was so good, and the actual like scope of the fight was finally something that I'm kind of more used to, especially in the manhwa. When he punched here, there was like a giant fucking explosion. more so than we've seen, even with Yeon, right? And Yeon is supposed to be, barring Bomb, Yiwa is supposed to be like the big powerhouse of this group. Like she's the one who could be the most destructive, relatively, unless Kasano maybe
Mm-hmm.
goes full force. But or not Kasano, sorry, Horyang. Unless Horyang goes like full force. This is where Yiwa is supposed to be the big exploder. But like you have Kasano or not Kasano, god damn it, Horyang out here really just causing the big explosions. And it didn't even hurt Bomb
Mm-hmm.
either. But this was a good episode. We got a lot of lore stuff. I think it's nice setup for anime only watchers. I think a lot of stuff was good, and again, like look at this shit. This looks a lot better than I thought. There's a lot more windows, a lot more design. Not much, but it's like we see this for like 2 seconds and we don't even like this doesn't even matter. And I was like, okay, they kind of put some effort into this a little bit. I was like surprised. But either way, again, grading on a curve, I think it was overall pretty good. Again, most of the time now, the deeper we get in, the more we're just gonna say the same shit. If it ends up being the same, which it mostly is. But this was an okay episode. I think it was pretty good. Of all the episodes, it's probably near the top in terms of how it compares to all the others. So
Yep, I agree.
thumbs up. Pretty nice. Pretty nice, but again, with the curve. It's sad now because now I'm just scared of getting to fight episodes. I like lore episodes. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
fight episodes anymore. It's
Yeah,
sad,
the
man.
story is carrying right now. The story and the VAs are carrying.
Yeah, the monkey noises. Oh my god.
Stop! Don't play it.
Bro, I just keep thinking about. And like, look at the shading, look at the shadows. Like, it's so good. It's so good
Mm-hmm.
here. But yeah, one thing I forgot, I almost forgot to mention was I wish, and me and Asia were kind of talking about this too. They should take certain liberties, and sometimes they have in the past. But instead of making this devil here in the like tank look like just like a bunch of like veins or like strings or whatever the fuck it is, they could have made it more ominous, more like discreet, and they could have made it more bestial or something, like make it scarier. This doesn't look like a devil. This looks like semen. Like what the fuck is this shit? But apparently it's a devil, so it is what it is. They could have made it scarier. They could have changed things. They could have talked to
Mm-hmm.
SIU and be like, okay, you did it this way. How did you actually want to do it now that you're like more experienced, more established?
Exactly.
Like, what is the
Yeah.
way you would have ideally wanted it? And if it's this way, that's fine. But I think this could have been
Mm-hmm.
done better. I don't think this way was the most ideal it could have been. But
Yeah.
I'm not the
That's a
author.
good point you bring up. The whole thing that like if SIU were to draw this stuff now or were to tell the story right now at the position where he is, now that he's like a more established writer, has a better grip of like the story and everything, how would these things look now? And I
Yeah,
think that's like something that the anime could take advantage of since it has that opportunity to like improve
they
things.
could do it the
The
right way.
biggest Yeah, the best example obviously is season 1 with Serena, making her like a more of a main character, which you didn't really see that much in season 1.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know. I didn't
Um,
read it, but yeah.
I don't know if they took the liberty on that or if they actually asked SIU for that. But I mean, if always like if you ask the author
I
like,
heard
hey,
they
how would you do
didn't.
this? I
I
think it
heard
would
they
be
didn't
good.
ask SIU for
They didn't.
anything.
Oh, spooky. Yeah, I feel like SIU isn't involved in any of this stuff. Which I mean, maybe he's busy, but it would be nice if he got a little bit involved in some of this stuff.
Yeah, he should give
It would
his
definitely
approval,
improve it.
hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, that's
All right.
pretty much my opinion. So now let's get to the comparison. So from last
Mm-hmm.
time, I was a little careful. I was a little scared of like showing too much because they really mixed up the order of stuff from last
Yep.
time. So this time, obviously we're starting with Apple. We're starting midway in chapter 41. So we're already 41 chapters in. And this is
Mm-hmm.
episode 9. Wow.
Yeah, which
So,
makes sense because I think season 1 was 60 chapters and that was a 12 episode thing.
uh-huh.
So they're on pace. A
Yeah.
little faster, actually.
So another thing I want to show off here, which is what I said about the environments. Here we see
Mm-hmm.
Apple's lighthouse, right? Look at how it looks here. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
detail, surprisingly enough. Look how it
Yeah,
looks
that's how they
here.
did them in season 1 too.
Yeah, nothing. This is nothing here. It's like, okay, there's a lot better in the anime, which is weird. But here we
Mm-hmm.
see the picture again. I like the style of their faces. I think it looks more detailed. Obviously, Arc Repetitor here doesn't look detailed. Neither does Horyang. On the close-ups look pretty good. I think the
Mm-hmm.
close-ups are nice. But either way, we see the picture. The picture is pretty much the same. She's telling Kun, this, and that. Same shit, basically. Then we go here. Then we see them playing video games, but they're already sleeping here, which is interesting. They were sleeping
Mm-hmm.
in the anime because, Yan brought in
You
food.
brought food, yeah.
Yeah. And then they're saying all this shit. So this is another thing the manhwa does. They provide more. Like they provide more imagery, which I like. Like they're showing like that the workshop makes weapons. They're showing like there's a lot of people. and they're just viewed as like nothing. There's no detail to them. They're viewed as literal numbers. I think there's more. Oh my god, yeah, there's definitely more detail here. Holy shit. You literally see them like wrapped up with shit in their arms. Then you
Yeah.
see naked boys. All right, nice. Obviously very undetailed here, but again, they're naked, so we see all this shit. So the anime did do this with a little bit of a different style. Again, the manhwa had detail when zooming in on them, but without zooming in on them, the anime did a lot more. Like it showed them how they're stored, them getting out. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. That's like it's different, but I still think it's okay. It's good.
Yep.
And then it shows their past. It shows them being together. They got to this really quickly in the manhwa. In the anime, they took more time to get to it. But we see them bonding with Sophia, their mommy. And then, yeah, they're going really quick. Wow. So in the anime, they did it a bit differently, but not necessarily bad. Then we see them taped up. They're going into the room. Then we see this shit. So again, a lot more detail in the anime than in the manhwa. Here, I mean, the devil looks really fucking weird. It looks like some sort of creature. I think the devil looks a lot better in the manhwa, sadly. But here's the scientist. Again, a lot more detail in the anime, but not lacking in detail in here. And ironically enough, one of his eyes is misaligned here. So here we have him being creepy, and then he puts it in them. And you can see they're kind of suffering a lot more. I think their facial reactions were a lot more detailed here.
Yeah. Can't have sound in the manhwa.
Yeah, so their faces definitely did it. And then we could see Horyang was injected with the super soldier serum. We could see the comparison. And, after that, they didn't see Sophia. And then he got out. And then, again, I think this looks fine. This looks good. Anime, again, weirdly enough, did it better. Like, detail-wise. And then
Plus
we could
one
see,
anime.
Yeah, and Maddox was actually driving this shit, which we didn't see in the anime. Which is crazy.
Interesting, yeah.
I thought it was just kind of like autopiloted. But here we see Head-On coming down. Really nice look in the panel here. Holy shit.
Yeah, that looks good.
Head-On looks like a god. They did show more of Head-On in the anime, though. They showed him like more close up, and he looks really scary.
Further back, you're too far up. Yeah.
Like he looked really. Yeah,
right
here
there.
he is.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he looks kind of like a little angry. Like, look at that shit. That's his mouth. I think. Yeah, it has to be his mouth.
Yeah. And his eyes. It's the same thing. They're in the same spot for some reason.
Oh my god. But yeah, so that happened. Then we see he's learning about Kasano still roaming around. So again, Prince and Missing were always sleeping, which is crazy. So they had no food scene either.
The food scene wasn't there.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
See, again, these are good things. Like they're adding more. I don't want to say character development, but they're adding more character interaction with which like shows us okay they have a nice bond. It's one thing to say like oh these characters are friends. It's another thing to show it from them interacting. It's better to show not tell, and that's one thing they actually did decently well here. So here, Horyang wants to find out, what the fuck's going on. Again, his arm looks cool here, but the anime didn't do it bad. The anime did not do it bad. So here, they're about to fight. They're about to do their thing. Blah, blah, blah. He's charging him. Looks pretty cool here. So Bomb uses some sort of ability here. Is this the same thing that Love used?
That might be Love's ability. Yeah, usually when it shows different colors like that, that's Love's, like, dodging ability. But it could just be him dodging, too.
Okay. So here, I think
this looks really good.
Yeah, like look at this shit. You see like all the big effects. It's like spiraling out. That's really nice. And then obviously the giant fist. So they did kind of. Yeah, yo, what the hell? I didn't even notice that.
That's a big thing they don't care about much in the anime. I've noticed is that Bomb when he copies the love disc from Love, which they kind of ruined the whole fight. So they kind of ruined Bomb's like copying gimmick thing. But Bomb keeps that ability very close to him. Like, he uses it almost all the time.
So, you know what's sad about this that I'm noticing now?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, look at how good this looks. This looks good, though. Holy shit.
Yeah, it does.
But, I'm noticing, and I think it's not really more to do with budget. I'm thinking it's lack of skill. Not only in terms of what I said before with choreography. I don't think they know how to choreograph the fights correctly. I think they're somewhat scared to animate these things because it's kind of hard for them because maybe they're just that inexperienced. They don't want to like maybe they know it'll look like shit. So they're like, you know what, let's just not animate him on the love disc.
Just make him jump back.
Yeah. I think maybe they're scared, honestly. I don't think it's a budget issue, it's a skill issue.
It's a bit sad because like seeing Bomb use it a lot is might be kind of important because it ends up being like I don't know, just him. He uses it. He relies on it a lot.
It's like
So
his personality with fighting. It's part of his
yeah. So it'd be
personality.
weird if just randomly in one fight later in the manual he pulls it out again just once. You know what I mean? Like we
Yeah,
want to see it like a little bit more before when
it's
it
his
actually
style.
matters.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's whatever.
yeah. A little sad, but
I won't get too upset about it. Yeah.
so here we see their facial expressions. I think their facial expressions are a lot more powerful in the manhwa. Bomb's
Hmm.
one is basically the same, but Horyang's one you could see like he's actually angry, like he actually wants more. Not to say
Hmm.
it's terrible in the anime, but it's like again, this episode was weird. They did things differently, but I don't think they skimped out. Oh shit. I don't think they skimped out on the details. Like they don't look poorly done most of the time, like they usually
Yep.
do. But
Hmm.
different looks, different strokes, different folks. And here you see the giant kaboom, which again we got in the anime. But here it's a little different. So in the anime, he didn't hit him. In the manhwa, he just went to the right of him, which is
Hmm.
pretty cool. Manhwa, it looks like he's more serious. And then
Yeah, I agree.
obviously, yeah, Bomb tells him like, "What's up?" We go to the next one, and then he come. Wait, did I skip anything or
I think you're good.
no? I did
Oh
skip
wait, no,
it.
you did
Yeah,
skip.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're seeing the
Okay. Yes, this is.
backstory. Bomb's explaining it. We're seeing Hatsun Kun in them. They didn't show that in the fucking anime, sadly. And then
Hmm.
Horyang is like, "Okay, I already kind of knew this. I just want to confirm. I'm gonna leave." And then, Bomb obviously is oh, they're saying it might be a trap. They never even brought that up in the
Yeah, they
anime.
didn't. Hmm.
Now we're seeing more. We're seeing like how he loves everyone, and an actual ship came here this time. In the anime, he
Hmm.
just exploded with smoke and then disappeared. Here we
Yeah,
actually see how he leaves. Like, why are they changing shit like that? Is it
he
for
gets a little
time's sake?
motorcycle.
Yeah, like I'm wondering if it's for brevity's sake, but
Pretty sure there was another instance where they had like some sort of vehicle and they didn't use it.
who
I'm trying to
knows?
remember where though.
I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
think
know.
it was the Zagana, but I'm not sure. But either way, here we see some extra stuff. Oh yeah, so here we see them come out. I'm a little scared to show this,
Oh, don't show it.
but there's more we gotta get to. There's more they showed. They skipped
All right, you
this.
could show a little bit.
All right, so this
Let's
is
not go too far though. Yeah, because they're already
yeah.
here. We can't. No, this is next episode.
No, it's not because look where they go here now. Bomb comes back,
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
they change the order.
Yes, they're jumbling a little bit. That's fine, I guess.
Yeah, so
But yeah.
now Bomb comes back. Yeah, okay, I can't show this part. Okay, so we're basically done. We're basically done.
Yeah. So we confirmed Yua cooking was not part of the manhwa.
Man, what the hell? I mean, listen, that's
Unless it's
fine.
further in this chapter, which I doubt, but we'll see it next
Yeah,
episode then.
that doesn't look black right there. I think that looks good, but
Yeah.
yeah. So again, they obviously changed some stuff around, but again, I like when they do stuff like the Yiwa cooking. I think that's good
Mm-hmm.
because again, it shows character interaction, which when I don't want to say they're rushing
Mm-hmm.
extremely, but they kind of are going quick, which again they have to if they're covering as much as they are. But
Mm-hmm.
I think they're really skipping over a lot of other character interactions, especially in the what the fuck was the first one called with Love, the what room?
Untrustworthy room.
The untrustworthy room. They skipped a lot of character interaction there, and it doesn't feel forced. Like their relationship doesn't feel forced with each other, but we're missing a
Yeah.
lot of context where it's like I don't think it's sorely needed, but it would be really good to have to see them
Mm-hmm.
interacting and like they're not just always fighting or just talking about lore and history. They're just chilling, like we saw. Miss Sang and Prince are just playing video games a lot. It's good to see moments like that to show
Yep.
that they actually have a bond and they're not just saying it, they're showing it. So I think that's good. I think the
Yep.
episode again overall was good. Obviously they skipped a couple of things, especially with the fighting. The fighting is basically just the weakest part, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else was all right. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So again, pretty all intents and purposes, pretty good episode. Overall, one of the better ones.
Yep.
Either way, do you have any closing other thoughts, Adrian?
That's it. No, if they just keep it up like this will be a at least I won't be embarrassed to watch this anime. You know what I mean?
Okay, I won't be embarrassed. Yeah, they need to add more monkey sounds.
Yeah, more monkey sounds. Yeah.
Oh my god! But either way,
When's the next torture scene in the
I
anime?
don't even know. We can't even say it either
Yeah,
because.
no, we can't.
But either way, we hope everyone enjoyed, and we hope to see you next time for our next review. Hopefully, if we still decide to do it, but we probably will because we're locked in. Anyway, please watch me on Twitch TV Tecnics channel. Eee!